What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? AJ Gore here, and we are back yet again for another Tuesday Night Live. Yes, Sean, here we go. We've got some rovers to get away tonight, giveaway. Plus, we got special guest, Mr. Max Hernandez, coming on. And he actually, I don't know if you guys can see the logo up there in the corner of the screen. He just fished the WAN Bass Open, which might be a little off. But from what I understand, that's kind of like the equivalent to fishing a Bass Open, a BASS Open back east. Here on the West Coast, it's a big deal. You can definitely step stool into some major like Bass Elite competitions. We have a lot of the big guys. We like Mike Iaconelli fished it last year. I mean, it's in the West Coast in California, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Utah. The WAN Bass Open is the tournament to fish on the West Coast. It can definitely, it's like fishing some of the big WAN Opens that they have on the Delta. So they've got them on the Delta, they've got them on Lake Mead, and they've got them at Lake Havasu here in Arizona. And that just went down this weekend. Max Hernandez fished it, had a great showing, and he was doing work with the Kestrel. So we're going to talk about that when he jumps on here in a bit. But like I said, we've got a lot of stuff to do tonight. Have a good time talking about how that Kestrel, which is intended for BFS, was being used as a power fishing tool to a degree, and how that played out for Max. And then, of course, we've got some rovers to give away. Yeah, we're going to give away a rover to some YouTube people, and we're going to give away a rover to some Facebookers. So, guys, hang in there. Keep watching. We're going to have a good time. Now, let's jump over and see who all we've got populating in the comment section. Rick Alsip, I believe is how you pronounce your name. What's going on, man? You were the first one to jump in. Gilmaster, what's happening? Gary, glad to see you. Casting Angler, what's up, brother? Who else we got in here? We've got Sean, of course. Steve Yeckel, former winner, and his wife's a winner. Melissa Justice, there's another winner. Doug, what's going on, brother? Stick around. I'm going to be honest, Doug. You got picked at random. I'm not going to lie. Doug, don't go anywhere, which not like you would. But your number actually came up, so good for you. And we got 3 other people whose number came up, so stick around. We're going to have ourselves a showcase showdown a little later in the show. Milton Thompson, what's going on? Diane, there's a former winner right there. So we got the dynamic duo, Steve and Diane. Little ditty about Steve and Diane getting all that Cascade goodies as fast as they can. We got Seth Larson. What's up, bro? I know I won't do karaoke anymore. I apologize. Shouldn't have done it. I apologize. It was a bad choice. I'm gonna have to pay for it. So Ricky, what's going on, man? Brian, how are you? And then of course we got Vox Guitar Rocks. What's happening? All right, so let's get to rolling on here. Hopefully we have some more people popping in that let me check my stats here. There's my wife. My beautiful wife's in the comment section here. And she's also in the other room. But yeah, so let me see. Do I see anybody else that made the random selection list? Not yet. But keep watching. They may pop in here. So I always love it when they're watching live. It always makes life easy. But on tonight's giveaway, you don't have to be watching live to win. No, there ain't going to be, well, there could be some duets down the road. Who knows? Who knows? ICAST is coming up. It gets crazy. Stuff happens. So, all right. Now, we've got some cool stuff to talk about, like the Rover, the Black Edition Rover. Let me go ahead and pull this up. This is going to be our grand prize for you guys. Let me open this window. I'm going to move you over here. All right. And we're going to the Rover Cascade. We're going to show you guys just what it is that you guys could win. So let's go ahead and share our screen right here. All right, guys. So what we're going to be doing right here is we are going to be giving away one of these guys right here, courtesy of Milton Thompson. Well, not really courtesy of Milton, but Milton gave me the idea. He said, we need to do a Black Rover Reel giveaway. So the Black series of Rover Reels is what you guys are going to be able to pick out if your name is the lucky name that wins the showdown. So you guys are going to be able to get it in a size 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, or 90. You guys pick it. You guys pick it, and it's coming your way. So if you're one of the lucky winners, guys, this is going to be a great reel for all types of different fishing. Me personally, I'm going to use it for freshwater fishing, primarily catfish, maybe hook some carp on it. But man, you guys go out there and catch some big reds, do a whole bunch of different kind of techniques. This is a saltwater friendly reel. as well as freshwater friendly reel. So we are going to be giving that away. So Max Hernandez is going to be our special guest, and of course he's just joining in here right now. I'm going to be bringing him on in just a second. So Max, be ready. If you got to blow your nose, clean your ear, get a drink, got to get that out of the way. I'm going to bring you on in a minute. But here, guys, in just a moment, we are going to be giving away a couple of these reels right here. So stay tuned. If you guys think maybe it might be your lucky day, you definitely don't want to go anywhere. All right, so let's go ahead and close this one out and bring on our special guest, Mr. Max Hernandez. Max, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Pretty good. How you guys doing?
Doing perfect. We can actually hear you, Max. Funny story. A few minutes ago, Max and I were test running to make sure everything's working good. Max is out here working on his boat and doing different things. He's a busy guy. He's a guy that wears many hats. So I caught him in the act. We only had a minute to test. And I had just tested all my audio and was ready to go, knew everything was good. And then my dog jumped on my lap right before Max logged on and hit mute. So I thought Max had a problem on his phone, and him and I were pulling our hair out trying to figure out where the audio problem was. It was my dog who likes to jump on my lap during shows. But anyways, Max, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Doing good. We just came back from One Bass AZ Open, and next Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to be leaving to North Cal to Lake Havasu for the round 2 of the BAM Pro Tour. So pretty excited.
So what all different fishing circuits do you fish? I mean, obviously you participate in the One Bass Open. You hit a lot of local tournaments, but what's this other tournament that you're hitting? You're going into California for that? What is that?
It's first year that Bass Angler magazine is has taken over from the Apex and the Apex Pro Tour that kind of went under. They started their own pro tour, so it's BAM Pro Tour. They do a Pro Am also, but the BAM stands for Bass Angler Magazine.
Okay.
But it's a pro tour only, fishing solo. The same lot of guys, pros fishing against each other from lake to lake for overall championship.
Nice. Yeah, we got to have something out here on the West Coast. I mean, I go to the East Coast all the time, a lot for the last 10 years. And I can tell you right now, the West Coast in the whole bass tournament scene is behind the East Coast for sure. I mean, we're struggling out here trying to find some good circuits and some good backing. So hopefully, we can get it together, between the Wild West Bass Trail having its issues, Apex Tour coming out of nowhere and then going down. It seems like and I'm not talking trash. I apologize to anybody that might get offended, but man, the West Coast really needs a premier circuit, and Juan's going to be. But hopefully, this Bass Angler Magazine circuit works out good and can get its roots in deep and successful and stays around for some longevity there.
Yeah. It's so far so good. I mean, the first round was in Arizona, and it was at Martinez, and I thought I was going to do a little better. It's probably one of my favorite places to fish. And day one, I dropped like 30-pound bag, which you can't do that on that high a level of fishing. So lost 8, lost a 9, lost several 4 to 5s, and just didn't fish clean day one. And then day 2, pretty much just winged it, and just didn't make the top 10 cut. So looking forward to doing the top 10 cut at Lake Havasu. I flew down there, went down with a couple guys, and that lived down there. And I specifically one guy, and he took me down there, and we looked at the lake because it was a 31-day off limit, zero practice prior to 31 days, and loaded up all my BFS reels and rods and all my smallmouth stuff because it's a primarily smallmouth lake, and went and did some pre-fishing a couple weeks ago, and then just gearing up, getting ready to head out there to California. So
nice. Now you just got back, like you'd mentioned, you got another tournament coming up, but what we really wanted to have you on, and that's great. I mean, I love hearing about this, and I know you got some redemption. I've known you for a little while, and I've seen you knock out some big bags. I've seen you catch some donkeys, and I know you've got finessing in your arsenal, and you're good at finessing, but I like to think of you as more of a power fisherman than a finesse fisherman.
For sure.
And I've gone out and finesse fish with you, and I was like, dang, Max has got all these angles covered, but he really excels at putting some big swinging for the fences, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and putting big fish in there. But what's crazy is at the Juan Open, you led day one. I have a photo here. I'll pull up here. Let me see.
Yep. 22-27.
This guy right here.
Yeah.
So you posted some big numbers that day. You were in first place out of what? It was 121 pros.
Yep.
So 121 boats with guys that are not, these aren't guys to be taken lightly. I mean, you've got the likes of Josh Bertrand, which is a local, MLF pro. You've got Roy Hawk. You got, Joe Uribe. You've got, I'm forgetting, Dean Rojas. I mean, Ike
Todd Klein.
Yeah.
Roy Hawk. Yeah. Yeah.
So you
there's a bunch of big sticks.
You got some sticks, exactly.
Oh,
all these guys are legit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The fish in this tournament, chances are all of them have some form of live scope. So we're talking, these are dudes that are completely capable, the latest and greatest technology. I mean, it's as if you're going and fishing against the greatest in the world, because some of these guys are. And to come out leading day one, you did some work. And tell me what your key tools were to put you at the top of day one and in contention day 2 and 3.
My main setup that I was running, and I'm running, I've got 6 or 7 setups of the Kestrel Elite Reel. And I'm running, some of them I'm running 15-pound braid to a floral leader. And then some of them I'm running just straight 12-pound floral. And I'm power fishing with them for the most part. But I was throwing weightless wacky Cincos. I was kind of power fishing with 3.8 Kitech on a little swim head, and just literally just running down the bank, running down the tulies. I also was fishing offshore and fishing jigs, football jigs, half-ounce football jigs, Ned rigs, stuff like that with the same setup, and fishing rock piles and stuff like that offshore to get those bites. And then later on in the afternoon, I was using the same setup with a wacky rig, Cinco, and skipping undercover boat docks and stuff like that. That's what we left our first spot at like 14 pounds, and then the second spot got us up to the 22 and a half. And it was exciting. I didn't think we were going to have a lead, but we ended up having a lead, and that bag stayed the biggest bag of the tournament. So even though my day 2 and day 3 kind of dropped off, but I was unaware. This happened a couple of years ago, first place after day 1, again at the AZ Open. And we had a nasty storm come through, 35-mile-an-hour winds, and they canceled actually day 2. So I went into day 3, still in lead. And it was like deja vu, but this time I didn't really realize. Last time I learned that when the wind picked up that bad at Havasu, those fish kind of moved out. And this time I was asleep. I went to sleep with a light breeze. I woke up with no breeze, and I had no clue this big storm had rolled through in the middle of the night. And so I left my morning bite and with fish still eating. I left my afternoon bite with fish still eating, and I was scratching my head because they weren't eating on day 2. But I had no knowledge until after day 2 that an actual big storm had come through the middle of the night. So but yeah,
you were zonked out tired.
But that Kestrel Elite rod, man, I chuck a half to 3 ounce or 3/4 ounce football head with hula grubs on it. I'll throw a Nico rig on it. I'll throw Ned rigs. I'll even throw a drop shot, baitcaster drop shot setup. And then also, lightweight swim baits and wacky rig Cincos and stuff like that up shallow.
See, I mean, that's the key feature that we're seeing right now is, it's a BFS reel. And what's funny is you've got several setups and you are using it to finesse at the same time, but then you've got a setup where you've got it on a spirale. Now, anybody that knows the Cliff Crochet Brainchild spirale rod knows that that's a broomstick. You know what I mean? It's a very lightweight rod. Don't get me wrong. It's very nimble, but it's a
So,
power fishing rod. It's a beefy rod. It's a rod that's to go out there straight abuse some fish. So to put a BFS reel that's the lightest reel on the market, 4.4 ounces, magnesium alloy, designed to be throwing like 1/16 of an ounce little bitty jigs for finessing, and you're putting it on this beefy rod, people would look at you crazy when it first came out. And there are diehard true BFS people that don't like you for doing that. I promise you. I know it's who cares, whatever, but there are some BFS snobs out there that are like, that's not, he shouldn't do that. It's not a BFS reel. But what's neat is it's this new tool that's allowing you to do something outside of the BFS world that meshes perfect with competitive bass fishing. I mean, now you're able to throw, like you said, you're able to put a Senko weightless anywhere you want. Skip it.
I can literally skip it. Yeah, I can literally skip a weightless 5-inch weightless Senko with that reel, 20 feet, and get it under cover, get it under docks, get it under boats, get it in between, brush stick ups and stuff like that. And I mean, I can do it with my other reels. One of my other favorite ones is a Bassinator reel. That's been my go-to until I came across the Kestrel. But the Kestrel has for that type of fishing and smallmouth fishing, where I'm using lighter weight stuff for especially smallmouth. That Kestrel Elite is definitely been one of my favorites.
Yeah, I know up there around Parker, man. I bet you're up there killing it with them smallmouth and that setup.
Oh yeah. So, I mean, I've even thrown a and this is really lightweight. I mean, I'll knock it down to like 8-pound test line floral, and I'll throw a fat fly, like an 1/8 ounce flat fly, and I'm able to cast that thing pretty far. And and I'm using the sprawly rod, but the 7.3 medium, moderate fast, so it's got really fast tip on it, and it's got some the parabolic bend in it for just it's an overall, to me, it's an overall lightweight BFS style rod, even though it's in a sprawly series.
Right. Sorry, my dog always has to get attention on here, so we'll let her have her fun for a minute, or she won't leave me alone. But so another thing that you had mentioned too is you're throwing weightless flukes and stuff. I mean, think about that. I mean, how many times have we had to throw weightless flukes? The wind picks up, whatever it may be, or really small like crankbaits or jigs that wind picks up with a bait caster. You can't hardly control it, so you end up going to a spinning reel. But now with this BFS setup, now you can stay doing the same thing. That special fly-out arc braking system, which helps control the braking. It takes a lot of the work and effort out of it. Now, say you were able to throw a fluke before with the Bassinator. Now you're probably getting just that much more distance, if not double the distance, with the BFS reel, and still have enough, that magnesium alloy frame. And then, of course, that it's about 10 to 11 pounds of carbon fiber drag, which is plenty. Are you a guy that locks his drag down, or do you use drag on a bait caster?
It depends on the setup. Like for those reels, it's enough to set the hook, but when I'm setting the hook, I'm getting a little bit of drag pull out of it. But just because I'm using lighter line and a lighter hook for most of those setups, so
you want it to slip a little.
I let it slip just a little bit, not too much. My Bassinator and stuff, I have it set up a little bit heavier. Heavier
everything, probably heavier line, heavier drag, heavier all that. So
yeah.
But that's where the rest of the equipment creates the equation to be leveled out.
Yeah. Yep.
Pretty awesome. Now, what was your go-to technique day one? If you had to say the majority of everything I did day one and even day two and day three, what was it caught on? What setup? Like, was it the Senko and the Kestrel? Was it a combination of a couple things? What was one technique?
I was throwing in the morning. I was throwing a jig. Well, we started off cranking square bills, 1.0s and 2.5s, and I was using that same exact rod because, like I said, it's got a parabolic bend, so I can use it for cranking as well. I wasn't using that reel I was using a bassinator on that same rod for cranking, but then the cranking fish just weren't as big, and I ended up going to a hulu grub on that BFS Kestrel reel with that same rod, and started whacking them pretty good with that. And then the bite kind of died down, so we went offshore. Or went off the we went back to the shoreline from offshore and started throwing weightless Cincos and stuff like that, and caught some more fish. But yeah, and then on my second spot, we ended up going back to the Kestrel again, just because I was throwing a weightless Cinco and skipping it under boats and under docks, under trees, and I would say probably my number one out of all 3 days of that tournament was a weightless Cinco.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wacky rigging, or however you got to get it
Yeah.
done. That weightless Cinco, it's almost cheating. I remember back in the day, whenever you throw a Cinco, people were like, cheater, throwing a Cinco, and now Drop Shot's getting that phrase. But little shout out to Fluke Master, aka Gene Jensen, in the house. Gene, I know you've been on Nikki's show. I got to get you on our show here pretty quick. So that guy's a class act right there. Good dude. One of the biggest names in YouTube fishing, Mr. Gene Jensen. Glad to have you in the show tonight. So Max, what else you got coming up? I know you got a tournament coming up, like you said, in a couple days. But isn't there another? Is it later this summer, September or August, for another WAN Open on Lake Mead?
Yes, Lake Mead, but I won't be able to make that one because the BAM tour. Yeah, I'm driving from Arizona all the way up to Columbia River, up in way up north. So yeah, I'll be at Columbia River during that one, or the One Bass Mead Open, but I will be at Mojave for the One Bass US Open. Last year I finished 12th at the US Open, so looking to do a little bit better than that. And then we had the Mojave Open, which is also on Mojave last year. I ended up with a 6th place there, and that same BFS rod had some sets play in that too. So that was when I was first trying that whole setup back then. So it's definitely been a staple of my tackle so far.
You have danced around so many championships or so many big tournaments, man. It's killing you. I'm sure it is.
Oh, I've been so close so many times to winning one of these big ones, and one of these days it'll work out.
Yeah. Now, so you did win one of the biggest tournaments of your life, and that was right around when you had that really big bag leading day one. Was that before or after you beat your battle with cancer?
That was the weekend I found out I had cancer. Yeah. It was so. Yeah. It was the fishing is kind of saved my sanity during that time. I found out Friday during pre-fish at like 7:30 in the morning. My doctor called me, and then the tournament was a 2-day Saturday, Sunday. I ended up with 23 pounds. I was on an excellent bite and about dropped to my knees when I found out. And called my wife, and she's like, "Hey, you're on a good bite. Just go kill it, go win it. Get your mind off of it." And it was awesome, because like when I travel, I've got an overhead camper, I've got the whole setup, and I had a bunch of buddies that we were all camping together, so I wasn't alone the entire weekend. Right. When it finally hit me was on the drive home when I was by myself. But all my buddies kept me my mind going, and the fishing was excellent. Like I said, I had 23 pounds, like a 6-pound lead over day one. And then I think it ended up being like a 7-pound lead after day 2, with a total of like 43, 44 pound total for 2 day, at the same lake we just came back from at Havasu. Right. So yeah, that lake's been good to me, but that was a 2-day win, and that was awesome. But I like to hit one of these BAMs, or one of the pro tours or the pro ams, like the One Bass would be awesome. Been so close with them, but we'll get it
right there, man. You're gonna get it. It's only a matter of time. I mean, you keep killing it. You've had tons of hurdles like anybody else in this world does, but definitely getting over the hurdle of cancer. I'm a former cancer survivor myself too, so but that's awesome. And and kudos to your wife. I mean, your wife's a big role in your life, and that's good to have a bunch of guys around you at that tournament. I mean, I know how the AZ guys are, a tight knit group, so it's glad to see that. But man, Max, I'm pulling for you. I want to see you with that W real soon. So
I appreciate it. Yeah.
So now I got to get out there. Now, is it Mojave that's got where you love to do your frogging? Maybe I shouldn't put that on blast.
No, not Mojave. No.
Oh, it's another lake, and we'll keep it nameless.
Yeah.
Okay, but you got to take me. I got to go. I want to get on this frog bite with you. That you're a
Yeah,
master.
the frog bite right now is off the hook. The weightless Cinco bite is off the hook at a certain lake. So yeah, we'll have to get together and go throw these kestrels around.
Let's do it. Let's go have a good time. So, but nice.
Yeah.
Well, Max, I know you're a busy guy and you've got a lot of stuff going on. I mean, but between your day job, tournament fishing, you're constantly reupholstering boats and carpeting boats and doing stuff. I mean, you're never sitting on your hands. So I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule, away from your work and then away from your family to tune in with us. So appreciate you very much. We got to give some reels away. But before I let you go, Max, is there anything you want to say to anybody? Shout out and then let people know how they can follow you and see you hopefully bring that next W down.
The only shout out I want to say is to you, AJ, to Al, to Jose, to Joe Woodward, all you guys at Cast King, man. You know, you guys' products is awesome. I love the sprawls, the bassinators, the kestrels, the mega jaws is another real good one of mine. The K12, and then the new rods, the soggy. Yeah, those are good rods, man. I'm using the spinning rods. I'm using so my main two rods right now are the Asagi and the spirals. The jerk bait rod on the Asagi is, oh my god, it's awesome.
It's awesome.
And so
I love
shout out to you guys, man. I appreciate all your guys' support, and let's go get a win one of these days. Soon.
Yeah, or at least scare the hell out of everybody else that you might take it from them until you do finally. So they're like, is here.
Well, I seem like I'm always in the hunt. I just, one of these days the stars will align and we'll together with Cast King we'll get one.
Yeah, you've definitely threatened quite a few times. So one of these days you'll take it. You'll take it, man. Well, Max, thank you very much. How can people follow you on social media?
Just look me up on Facebook, Max Hernandez. There's only, I think, a couple of us, but you'll see me on there. I can send you the links to the Facebook and Instagram.
Should be pretty easy. Here, Max Hernandez holding up big old giant green ditch pickles.
Oh yeah. And then if you go on the BAM Pro Tour or BAM YouTube channel, they're doing a lot of shows, at every event, and we're doing interviews and stuff like that, so you'll be able to see, that progression as well.
Nice. Well, awesome, Max. As always, thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy schedule. Glad to have you. Sure. Let's go fishing again here pretty soon.
Let's do it.
Just keep doing what you do, man. You're killing it. You're doing a great job, Max.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right, man. Tell the wife we said hello and have a great night.
All right, we'll do. We'll see you guys.
See you later. Max Hernandez, ladies and gentlemen. That guy is a class act, let me tell you. The dude's always got some exciting going on in his life, and he's such a stud at fishing, man. He's great dude. Rashawn Hunt, what's going on, brother? Steve Yeckel, Gillmaster, Danny Iberg, JT Fishing. Guys, let's give away a reel. What do you guys think? All right. So I let it out of the bag when we first tuned in. I had that thing going up there, but we'll go ahead and do this. We'll do our Facebook giveaway first. Doug, you're on, buddy. You're up. Doug, you are one of our contestants. Doug, you've been trying forever. I almost feel like you were the next Milton Thompson, but you came up pretty quick. So we got Doug versus Brian Cannon. So is Brian Cannon in the house? I know Doug is. So Doug, because I didn't even get to ask, and he's already heads. All right, so Doug already knows the game. He already knows what's happening right now. He ain't even playing around. He's been waiting for this. So Jennifer Lute says, woohoo, Doug, let's do this. Patrick, don't worry, man. It happens. It's only a matter of time. It'll happen. If you keep playing the game, it'll happen. Don't worry. Doug's felt this way. Milton's felt this way. Jennifer Lute, what I just mentioned, she's a past winner. She probably felt that way. So don't worry. Okay, so Doug says, let me pull it back up. Doug wants heads. Okay, dang it. These comments are coming so fast, I can't click on them. All right, so I don't see Brian Cannon in the comment section yet, but like I said, you don't have to be present to win this one. So, Doug, good luck. with heads. So if Doug wins, okay, here's the coin. Same coin I use all the time. Heads, it's not a trick coin. Same coin, heads and tails. So if heads comes up, Doug gets to pick out what size Rover round black bait casting reel, the Black Series, he wants to choose from. Or if it's tails, well, then Doug doesn't win. I'm sorry, Doug. I still love you. You're a winner in my book. But if it comes up tails, then Mr. Brian Cannon will be our lucky winner, and he's going to have to contact me and get it going. So here we go. All right. There's the coin toss. All right. Is Brian Cannon going to walk away with a W, or is Doug going to do the happy dance while we're live? Let's see. Here we go. You guys ready? What do you guys think it is? Steve Yeckel says it's tails. Danny Iberg says that Rover's a workhorse. You dang lying. Jennifer says best of luck, Doug. What do we got, guys? Is it heads or is it tails? Is Doug going to win this? Or is Brian Cannon our lucky dog? Who's it going to be? We're seeing tails. Heads, tails, tails. A lot of people are saying tails. A couple people saying heads. Here we go. Brandon Heaton says good luck. Rick says it's heads. Brandon Heaton says it's tails. Brandon New Fishing says tails. Jesse Justice is saying heads. All right, guys, let's take a look. Oh, I know who won. Guys, take a look at that. Doug, you are our winner, Doug. As you can see, you got heads. Congratulations, Doug. You are the winner for our Facebook round. Congratulations. Woohoo, Dougie. So anybody else out there who goes, I never get picked and I never win. Well, Doug used to say the same thing. Heck, Milton said it. Milton's been watching this show for like 5 years straight and just barely got picked. And did Milton win? I think he won too. So yeah, I think he won a rod if I remember correctly. Well, Doug is going to win himself a brand new Rover. So there's our winner, Doug, right there. So now let's go ahead and put on our next showdown. So YouTube viewers, you're on deck. You're on deck. Oh, dude, my pen just broke. That's not good. Oh well. We'll keep going. All right. So congratulations, Doug. Now we go to YouTube. So Bobby Watson versus Mark Reeder. Yes, and that's how it's spelled. I copied it exactly how it was on YouTube in the comment section, 8896. So Mark Reeder. So Mr. So okay. Let's see here. All right. No, you didn't win an MG12, although I would love another MG12. I got 3 or 4 and I want more. So I love that MG12. To me, the MG12 is a Kestrel, a little beefed up and a little different braking system. And I adore that reel. I adore them both, but that MG12, it's just stellar. All right, moving on. Bobby Watson, Mark Reeder. Are either of you guys live tonight? Let's see. And if you're not, then I will pick somebody to pick heads or tails for you. Let's see. It's just the way it goes. If you're not watching live, I mean, what control do you have? Melissa says, my MG12 is amazing. I know. So's mine. So's mine. I'm glad. It's like they're brothers and sisters. Let's see here. All right. You know what? Adam Robinson. Oh, wait, this is even better. Let me go back. Fluke Master says he'll pick. Perfect. All right. Gene, I need you to pick. Heads, Mr. Bobby Watson. Is Bobby Watson going to be heads or is Bobby Watson going to be tails? Gene, what's it going to be? What's it going to be? We got a celebrity in the house tonight, guys, picking names for us. Tails. All right. Bobby Watson, you, sir, are tails, okay? Right there. Mr. Bobby Watson is tails, and Mark, you are going to be heads. So if it comes up heads, Mark is the winner of our Rover Reel. If it comes up tails, via Mr. Fluke Master right here, Gene Jensen himself, teaching the world how to fish, one YouTube video at a time. Now on the Cass King family. Love to have you, brother. Anyways, it's going to be Mr. Bobby Watson. All right, here we go. And how cool would that be if you're Bobby Watson to find out that Gene Jensen picked out possibly the winning tails for you? So that's kind of cool. Here we go. All right, here we go, guys. Ready? There's the flip. There's the catch. What's it going to be? Did Gene Jensen do justice to Mr. Bobby Watson by picking tails? Or at the same time, did Gene Jensen do justice to Mark Reeder by picking tails, which was the losing side for Bobby Watson? What's it going to be, guys? What do you think? Fluke has made the call. He has. So we are saying heads. We're seeing tails. Jennifer Ludman saying, good luck, guys. What else we got? I'm going to take my hand off the coin, and I'm going to take a peek. Oh, I know what it is. And I tell you what, we're on fire tonight. Look at that. Love that emoji. All right, let's see. Here we go, guys. And it is now tails, guys, as you can see. So Gene picked it right out of the gate. Tails, you, dude, Gene, maybe you're not as good at everything that you think you're as good at. Maybe you're just lucky and you should play the lotto, bro, and then retire. No, Gene's amazing. Gene knows what he's doing, and he knew exactly what he was doing when he picked tails right here for Mr. Bobby Watson. So congratulations, Mr. Bobby Watson. Gene Jensen is your new hero, and you, sir, are getting a brand new Rover Reel, courtesy of Casking and Gene Jensen to a degree. So, guys, the way you guys are going to contact me is through Facebook Messenger. So, Bobby Watson, if you're watching, and you, of course, have some time, 30 days to contact me from this video. So hopefully you go back and you watch. If any of you guys know Bobby Watson, let him know. He's a magic winner, and he's going to have to log into his YouTube, take a picture of his home screen, and send that to me on Facebook Messenger. How do you find me on Facebook Messenger? Just like it's on the screen right there. A.J.Gore, G-O-R-E. I'm the guy holding up fish in a straw hat. It's pretty easy to find, and we'll get all your information, get you dialed in, and we're going to get you a brand new reel courtesy of Cast King, Gene Jensen, and your boy, Give It Away, AJ. So, guys, agree with Gary right there. Have a safe Memorial Day. Doug, I know you already know how to contact me. So hit me up. I'll get your information, and we'll get that reel sent out to you of your choice. Guys, be careful out there. We got a busy weekend. It's realistically the first big holiday of the summer. A lot of things can happen. Hopefully it's all fun and all positive, but be careful because a lot of negatives can happen. A lot of things can go wrong. So make good choices, be smart, but have a good time. And I wish you guys a great Memorial Day. Guys, my name's AJ Gore. Definitely make sure you guys are following us on Cast King's TikTok page, Cast King USA. Have the same exact handle for Instagram, Cast King USA, as well as a second Instagram page as Cast King Community. Always be wary of scammers. If you're not sure, don't click on any links. Contact somebody that you know is legit from Cast King, and we will verify. It may take a minute to whether this is a scam or this is not a scam, and hopefully get you dialed in. And of course, if you're watching right here via Facebook, you already know, or YouTube, just make sure you click that subscribe or like button and notification. That way, when we go live, Nikki's up next tomorrow night. She might be doing some giveaways, so definitely check her out and take advantage of these giveaways, because the more views we get, the more people coming in here, the more we give away, and the more you guys get hooked up. Guys, I'm out of here. Let's see if we can get Gene on the show here in the next month or two. If not, I'll see him at iCast. I'm out of here. You guys have a great night and have a happy, safe Memorial Day weekend from your family here at Cast King. Have a great night, guys. Thank you. Boo.